a look at problems 2 and 3 now. You had a chance to work on them. Explain how you can use the graph in the graph in the previous activity, proportional or not, to determine which scenarios represent direct variation. So I'm looking at the first one on 1.3. This is the one with the bird feeders, right? Okay. Looking here, 0 over 10 is not the same as 10 over 0. So we know by finding that these aren't directly, they don't have direct variation, right? They're not proportional. And even though it's a linear relationship, it does not start at the origin. So there's a couple of clues we can use right there on that particular problem. Now, on the next problem, which was the bamboo trees, we did calculate using direct variation an equivalent constant. Okay, we notice that it is a linear relationship in that it starts in the origin. Starting in the origin, linear relationship has content. It has a constant variation. 1 day times 60 centimeters. We can also infer that this is a multiplicative relationship. So yes, that is a direct variation. There is direct variation between the time, number of days, and the height of the bamboo plant. And then finally, we also had this one about finding the area of rectangles. What are the possibilities for area of rectangles? We found a lot of different constants, right? So we know that these aren't proportional. There is not direct variation between these two x and y values. It does not create a linear relationship. It does not start from the origin. So this one is not proportional based on all the different strategies that we used. So we could write down something like this. The only example of direct variation is the bamboo growth chart. The other two were not examples of direct variation because they weren't proportional. Okay. Now you could list another example of quantities that vary directly, so they have direct variation, which means it's multiplicative. So, it could be anything like this. For I read 2 books per hour, so for every 1 hour, I read 2 books. Okay, so that would look something like this. Time is going to be my x value, books is going to be my y value. So independent is time, dependent is books. Here's 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, 4 hours. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books. And I'm just going to be like this. Boom, and boom, and boom. And I'm just going to create a straight line. Notice if I don't read any books, or if I don't read for any amount of time, I don't read any books. So I start at the origin, and then I move out there. Direct relationship, in that they're both move to the positive, and direct variation in that every constant will be 2 books per hour. So it doesn't matter how many books I read. Okay, I have a constant rate of 2 books per hour. Hopefully that helps. We'll see you on Wednesday.